Right, okay, Maui, what was your good point? Because what's
Mine is-
funny is, this
Yeah.
is where our show is all about like nuance and distinction, because your point actually could be one of the bad points for someone else, but the way you phrased it is the key part. So go on, what is your good point?
Well, I'm just happy that G2 are finally making changes. I thought that
Okay.
they were a team that really could have, like, I didn't really have excuses for G2. When I looked at that roster versus Vitality,
sure.
which I think are commonly compared as teams that are underperforming right now, Vitality's, I can see why they're not doing well. It's hard switching from all their native languages to English. But for G2, everybody on that team, I guess with the exception of Monacy, was speaking English right before. So then you just have to realize that this is not working in terms of roles, in terms of the play style. And so for them to let Alexi B explore options, and when I wrote this, actually, Jax wasn't in this kind of conversation, but now Jax can explore options too. And if you're just working with the core of Monacy, Nico, and Hunter, that is such an insane trio right there that you just find a slightly more... I guess a better fit role player, and whatever they do with the IGL role, I'm a little bit worried if Nico takes it, I will say, but I'm also okay. I'm glad you say that, but if they, as long as they get an IGL and they just get a better support player, then I think that this roster has everything it needs in terms of firepower to be a top 4 team, but they just never really were a top 4 team, except for that opening Katowice tournament where it just feels like they overperformed for whatever reason.
The thing is, like, I would agree that the changes are necessary. They have been necessary not just now. They just 4 months ago, instantly.
Yeah,
like
yes.
even when they got Monacy, right? But the thing is, like, they need a CT anchor position, right? And they don't need a classical role player or something like that. They need a CT anchor. Jax is playing the CT anchor there, and he's terrible at it. He's not that type of player. That's not his natural instinct, and he's not supposed to be there, right? And you put a guy like that in a position like that, you cannot rely on that guy to do the job, right? That means that you need to pull additional help, additional rotations, additional utility, adjust your game on the way that you don't want to play, the opposite of what you actually want to do, just because one guy cannot keep, on the numbers or whatever performance they need to be on that position. Right now, they need to, and he's past his prime. That guy's 29 years old, right? Or 30, 29, but let's say 29,
He's pretty old,
right?
sure.
He is past his prime. He can be a good player in some sort of French team, right? That he can put in his natural primary position as a T and as a CT and just, do whatever he can do. We've seen miracles happen in the lesser lineups, and he can do well there. In a championship organization like G2 that is invested so much money, $1 million for Nico, $600,000 for Monacy. God knows, next sign Hunter, what was $400,000? That's a lot of money. You want to get another player that's gonna be filling that CT anchor position, and that's JKS. I can fucking say it. I don't care. So they're in a conversation to get JKS, right? And the thing is, like, his price was, I think, $200,000. Now that's insane, right? That is insane. Okay, JKS is a good player. He's a top 20 player in the 2019-20. We know what he can do. He won the Katowice with Pace, not even playing his role, whatever. But he didn't play for a freaking year, right? No organization is going to pay $200,000 for that guy, right? But then if you have a normal management in your team, then you can do what? You can say, like, listen, we can maybe do it like this. Maybe we give you 150,000, which will give you 100K instantly, and 50,000 from our sticker money from the next 2 major, right? And they say, yeah, okay, let's make that trade. And he instantly goes to a better team instead of going to a freaking bench for 1 year and having complexity. That's another subject, Duncan, as well. The complexity that's wasting money all over the place and just, making some stupid interviews and statements and God knows what else. But the thing is, like, that's how you do it, right? And if they don't want to pay it, if I'm JKS and I'm his agent or whatever, by the way, he has a super good agent and I'm actually a lawyer who did a contract for me as well. The guy is insane. He's from Australia. But the thing is, like, if I'm him, I go and say, like, listen, instead of paying me $25,000 salary for the first 5 months, pay me $15,000 and, like, take off this $50,000. I'm gonna buy myself out, I'm gonna give the 50k. Not that I'm gonna give my own 50k over that 150 that you are that you want to pay to the other organization, and I'm gonna make a lot more money playing 2 majors from the sticker money, from the, being in a partnership with ESL Blast and playing all these events and being top 5, top 10, and all these incentives that you get in the contracts, right? And that's another subject as well. But the thing is, like, there are ways to do it. Meanwhile, they kept Jax. Jax is a great guy. Like, he's super positive. He's super always, like, he's good for the team environment. But, at some point, you need to let these people go. You have been here for 3 years, 4 years, whatever. You did good stuff for us. You got paid very well. And now it's time to move on. Sell him, trade him, bench him, whatever you want to do. Bring another young player. Jake, yes, it's in his prime. He's 25 years old. He has at least 4 more years of active, high-level playing. You sign him, you give him a 3-year deal, and then you move on. And that's how you do it. That should have been done a year ago. Meanwhile, we have G2 paying all this money and accomplishing nothing in the last 3 years.
Indeed. By the way, on the whole angle, I thought actually the way you set that up was very good as well, because that's the area also CSGO and players are so short-sighted on. They act like you have to just have the money, like, here you go, sir, here is your 500,000. Like, do I have 500? Like, as you say, there are a million ways you structure the deal. Like, think how sports works. If people don't know, in the NBA, that's why they do, like, the picks in the future. If I don't have anything now, I might have something in the future I can give you, though, for value.
Hey, Duncan, I didn't expect you to say short-sighted. That's very, very mild from you. I was gonna say incompetent and stupid.
Okay. I don't want to steal your point later, though, because there's one coming later.
Yeah. The thing is, like, there is a million ways to do it. Like, sure. They're just having competent people unable to do those things, and everybody is suffering. Your org, their org, and the players are suffering. And nobody needs to suffer. It's so easy.
The angle that people have missed, though, is the one you said about the agent, though. Because, again, agents, this is the way you could get your player into teams. Because that's the problem. There are way too many orgs that want the initial buyout to be too high. And the problem is the org that you want that player to go to, if they just hear that and that scares them off, there is no discussion. There is no, like, is there a way we can make it work? Like, how do we structure? They just immediately hear, like as you say, they hear 200k and they go, that is, you can play it for ages. And then there's no deal. Like, no one's even talking about this. Whereas in this scenario, both parties want this to happen. It's what everyone needs to happen.
The thing is, like, it's not like they need money today, right? G2's complexities, EGs and Cloud9s and all these rich organizations, they don't need the money in their pocket today, right? Yes. It's not dependent. They're not going to be short on salaries the next month if they don't get their $200,000 tomorrow on their bank account. They're going to be there. It's going to come, right? You just need to wait for it, and everything is going to be fine, and you're going to do the good job. And, it's so easy. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's so easy to do it, but we have so many incompetent people on these positions that it's just driving me crazy just even thinking about it.
I also think that is a good pickup as well. Like, the two names for me that were obvious because they both sat there waiting to be bought out was JKS and Valde. Like, these guys could both do this fucking job. To get them tomorrow, it's pretty much a slam dunk. Well, spoiler, they both would really want to be in this team. This would be their chance. Like I say, everyone would want these deals to happen in theory. So to me, yeah, it's a slam dunk. All right, we'll go to mine then.
Well, is there anything about the IGL role, Kassad, that you're aware of?
There is, but I would keep that information because
Sure.
We can tell you off the record after the episode if you want.
I'll tell you off the record.
But
the thing is, like, for JKS, it's pretty much known, and he is in the conversation there. And I don't know if it's gonna happen. It should happen, but it's up to them.
That one's like semi-known.
If they can find another way to fuck it up, they'll probably do it. But,
Probably will, yeah.
Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.